that time of the week again. We're literally just gonna be chilling. It's a chill day today. No games, just literally talking until I don't feel like talking anymore. And yeah, I want to make this a normal thing. So this is number 2, where we can just like sit here and enjoy ourselves. Happy Sunday! Happy Sunday. What is this thing on Twitch that keeps telling me to do? What is this advertisement that they're trying to do here? Can I dismiss this message? I can dismiss this message. Cool. I have no idea what that is. But hi everyone. Hi. Hello. Super Army. Hello people. Hello. Joe's Crazy Twitch. Hello. Adma. Hello. Zero. Hello. Nimby. Hello. Marinoka. Hello. Bearcon. Hello. Dokoism. Hello. Hi. Welcome in. Hi. I ignored one. Did I ignore one mod? Chaos. Hello, Lance. Hello. Hi. Welcome in. Yeah, it's just gonna be a chill Zatsu stream today. I think that this is a good way for me to wrap up my week. I'm actually technically, logically, I shouldn't be in school until the 19th, but I got like exposed to the stuff, so I went ahead and made my schedule. My trusty handy dandy planner in front of me, and so I have everything planned out. I have my off days and my on days of stuff. So my goal is to end every week early, so that I have more time to not be stressed. Is probably the best way to put it. I'm making sure I don't stress myself out because there's a lot of leeway when it comes to the days. So if I'm sick, I have something planned so that I don't end up being behind if I'm sick or if power goes out or something like that. We do things in advance here. So that includes, none of the stream days are going to be disrupted though. I did push the schedule for the week. Actually, hold on, let me... I think... Let me actually go ahead. So, oh, this is huge. This is really huge. Hold on, let me shrink this. That was really big. That was really big. Okay. So, this is the schedule for the week. You see 2 of me. You see 2 of me, Cisco, hello. Hi. So, yeah, so you see, we have the heck tomorrow. And then I'm gonna be AFK on the 18th and the 20th. We go back into Psychonauts, which is a game that I surprisingly am, like... I want to do so much more in Psychonauts. 165 stream streak, holy. I can't believe that. How many months is that? We have the Goemon's Great Adventure finale, and then we have me trying F-Zero. We're gonna do a manual reading of F-Zero, and then we wrap up. We're gonna try to wrap up every week with the Zatsu, to like do things like this. So my plan is to also have a schedule made in advance so that I can just show you the schedule during the Zatsu stream. Even though I also I didn't post it on Twitter yet, but I posted it in Discord and also in what's this website called? YouTube. And I also went ahead on the Twitch side because I totally forgot that they had it, but I actually forgot that they had it, but you're able to post like your schedule ahead of time and saying, hey, this is what you're gonna be doing. So Twitch also has, because you can't like do posts and stuff. So I just went ahead into Twitch and I set up the schedule that way, so that you know like where, like what to expect. Is this the good or bad part of the internet? I don't know what that means. I guess depending on what you're looking for, it could be either the good or bad part of the internet. Because what's good to others might be bad to some, and what's bad to what's like bad to others is good to some. So, for instance, I have the trypophobia and misophonia. So anything where there's streams that involve those types of stuff, I don't like. That's what I call the bad part of the internet, is when I end up being exposed to things that I don't like. But we're here, we're just chill here. We're literally just chill here. So this is just my weekly Zatsu. But I mainly play retro games though. So if you like retro games and nostalgia games, then yeah, that's what I do here. This is just a talking thing though. Yeah. You usually check the streamers where they got the Sims obligatory 3D mousepad. We certainly initiated the obligatory 3D. I know exactly what you're talking about. I know exactly what you're talking about. Speaking of those particular mousepads, so the thing about that is like minus the sussy ones, like the actual mousepads that have like the cushion for like your wrist and stuff whenever you have it, it actually hurt my wrist more than just not having one at all. Like a regular desktop mat, like I love my Gengar desktop mat. Like this gift was the best birthday gift ever, the Gengar desktop mat. It makes me so happy like seeing it. I feel a little bit more legit. This is the edge of the universe. That is the only correct answer. But yes, Horton, hello. Emilio, hello. Black Skull, hello. Hi. But yeah, I know exactly the mouse pads. Can't imagine those sussy mouse pads being practical. Rockham Talkums, hello. So it's not even like the sussy ones. Well, they're also like way more weirdly shaped than the one that I used. But yeah, it got to a point where the mouse pad itself gave me carpal tunnel. But the actual like poking and feeling part of it is like satisfying. It's just like the wrist part is terrible for me. That's why flat is best. Flat is best. Yeah, I just need a flat desktop mat. I don't need anything fancy or anything like that. I think if there's one merch that I would like really enjoy is like plush merch. Like plushies. I wouldn't mind plushies or like having something people can wear or drink. Yeah, like those little, like use a waifu cup or like a drink flavor or something. Specifically coffee or tea. Cause that's my energy drink, is coffee and tea. I tried powdered before. I liked it, but at the same time, I didn't like it. Maybe, I don't know. Like, it's very weird. Even some of the normal therapeutic mouse pads are bad. Yeah, it's like the ergonomic mouse for me. Or those ergonomic keyboards. Was she poisonous? I would never. It would probably be like something tropical flavored, in all honesty. It'd probably be something tropical flavored. Blueberry, blackberry, grape, I don't know which one. But it definitely would be something. Definitely would be something. But that's that type of stuff. I'm not in a position to have merch. You know what I mean? Like one thing I don't quite understand is when people have merch, but they don't have the community support enough to do merch and think that getting merch will allow them to get said support. Like all of a sudden, because you have merch, people will feel like they want to buy it or something. But you have to have the support to begin with. So it would be like for instance, for a plushie, you need to have like at least 150 guaranteed buyers or something like that. So in order to like even think about it. Like you'd have to have like 150 pre-orders or something. And then same with like the drink stuff. Like you see all the people getting partnered with drink companies like Advanced GG, W, and all that. And it's like, okay, you're partnered with them, but if you're having trouble trying to get subscribers and members, even just like subscribers on Twitch, members on YouTube, or even trying to get people to watch your stuff, what are the chances that people are even going to like acknowledge the fact that you have this code on your page? You know? It's like, it's one of those things. Maybe like 1, 2, maybe like at max 5 people would be like, okay, I'm totally buying this. But you shouldn't like, yeah, I think it just leads to like a line of disappointment. And then you get more discouraged because you're like, oh, I thought that because I was able to be partnered and get a like discount code and everything, that people would be willing to buy my stuff. It's like, no, that's not necessarily the case. Because also, if your community wasn't buying those types of products to begin with, there's a high chance that they're not gonna buy those products again. Like, I mean, like, for you in the first place. It's like, you have to... it all comes down to, like, gauging the community in, like, the best way. Like, what does your community enjoy? And so how can you utilize that to make the best, like, appealing merchandise for them, you know? Like, it doesn't matter what 1 or 2 people say. It matters what, like, your whole community thinks. Like, what is the overall consensus type of thing? Yeah. Yeah, and they get stuck with the excess inventory. So the thing about it is that I think there's like a thing now where you're like required to get a certain amount of support if you want a certain product made. Yeah. Like for instance, I could easily go to Fourth Wall, the place like Fourth Wall, paste some random art on some stuff, and be like, here's some merch, and then like have 2 people buy it, and I'm like, whoop, here we are. It's like that type of thing. You don't think of, you have to think of like what is being put into it, I guess. Is like how I'm going about it, which is why I don't have anything. Like if I like did all my calculations and I invested a certain amount into stuff, but I don't have the luxury to do that, and I'm aware that I don't have the luxury to do that, and I'm well aware of what the results would be, which is why I don't have any merch. As much as I know that there's like a select few that are like, oh, I would really like some new merch, I apologize that that's not going to be happening anytime soon. Maybe like further down the line, but definitely not this year. Definitely not this year. If something happens next year, maybe. But yeah, it's definitely not something that would come from me this year. I can at least give you gaming entertainment streams. The type of entertainment streams where you can literally just open up your computer, tablet, phone, TV, or game system, whatever it is that you decide to watch, even the Nintendo DS if you do so please, and just sit there, maybe watch some ads if you don't have premium and you like you still want to watch, because ads are also a form of support even though it's small. A few cents actually make a difference between payout and no payout. Like, say like someone misses payout because they're 35 cents off. That's 35 cents from an ad that could have happened, you know? It's like one of those things. So as much as annoying ads are, the cents do add up after a while. I hope that everyone realizes that. Like, even though we're like, oh, you see people like, oh, I only got 3 cents for this ad, and it's like, you have to think of a bunch of other logistics that come with it. There are other requirements that come with it, but that's 3 cents you didn't have before. That's 3 cents of people actually watching your stuff. Be happy that someone was willing to watch through an ad for your stuff. You know what I mean? You're like, wow, I know how annoying these ads are. I'm sorry that these ads are annoying, but when you have enough 3 cents, you can eventually get to $1. You've tested watching streaming here on 3DS. It gets stuck after 3 seconds. Dang. You can always order a custom keychain from the Wind Waker Mew. I loved Wind Waker Mew. But yeah, there's a lot of like merch companies out there and other companies that you hear the other VTubers right now. And I say other VTubers, I mean the ones that everyone knows about because they pop up on your Twitter feed constantly. You can't get rid of them no matter what because a lot of people just keep talking about them, and then you accidentally open up one thing and then all of a sudden they start appearing on your feed. Everyone's replies, everyone's like quote retweets, everyone, and then all of a sudden all their content starts appearing because you got curious and you started scrolling, and then you're like, oh my gosh, I need this off of my feed. So then you have to look at something else. So then I looked at enough stuff and all I see is Kingdom Hearts 4 stuff. It makes me happy. Think premium. So there's like, I know that they're doing something weird. So doesn't it still give you ad revenue if someone has premium? Yeah. So there's gonna be like the changes they're making. I still get premium benefits on the YouTube side. I also get turbo benefits on the Twitch side. They're changing the YouTube premium benefits to where it's actually more beneficial for me in terms of revenue split. So a lot better than it was before. So even if you pay for premium, and you like go and watch other people's things, you're gonna be helping us like a lot more than if you were like, I'm gonna put on an ad blocker because I don't like this. It actually helps. Like even though you don't see anything because you're on premium, we're still like seeing things because it still gives us like a certain amount during the times that it would have ads. Yeah. So even if you think you're not helping, you're helping. If you're watching stuff, you're helping. If you're liking stuff, you're helping because that helps the algorithm. If you're sharing stuff and you're telling people that I'm a fucking gremlin for some reason and I like hate puzzles and I say words weird and stuff like that, it still gets word around. Also, yes, I have some lo-fi Nintendo stuff in the background, specifically Mario. Like, share, email it to yourself. That one is a mixed bag, yeah. But that's okay. Who is fucking gremlins? I'm not doing any of that. I am one. So what's on the agenda for today? Just relaxing. Talking about whatever. I've gamed enough this week. We're gonna do another full game week. We do it's 4 games. The cycle is 4 games during the week, and then Sunday is a wrap up Zatsu. Did I just admit I am a gremlin? Listen, I had to defend myself. Okay? I had to defend myself. I am debating. So sometimes, like, I know that this is like the typical way for a Zatsu to happen, right? I am very debatable on if I want to like have something that's AFK worthy in the background and just like talk with that running in the background. do a little AFK friendly gaming in the background while I talk to chat. I think the best type would be like if you were trying to level up a crafter class or a like gathering class on Final Fantasy 14. I think that would be like the ultimate Zatsu opportunity because you're just mindless, you're just like not really thinking and you're just doing it because you have macros at that point. So you're just doing your macros, right? And then you're just like, that way you can just get all your thoughts across and you can pass time while doing stuff. I think that would be good for people instead of just sitting there awkwardly in silence. Finally a Muse stream, I can grind Wizard 101 too. Any horror themes for autumn? Let's see. I haven't like... So... I was supposed to do horror, like some horror games on, like horror games, like psychological horror games, survival horror games last year, but I was in the hospital, so we couldn't really like do that. So this year, I might pull out my Fatal Frames and my Little Nightmares, my psychological horror. Oh, In Sound Mind is the one I was gonna say, but I didn't know that BioShock was like supposed to be considered horror in a way. I was like, how is this supposed to be a horror game? I was so confused by that because there was nothing horror about it. Oh yeah, and then I could pull out Amnesia. If you have any creepy stories, we can share those during the Zatsu streams. I'll probably have a form. I probably have a form, and then we can do some like creepy deep dive. How is BioShock not horror? You're super overpowered and can never die. At least early game BioShock is horror, late game is a horror game for the enemies. It's probably. Have I tested that scene, The Crooked Men? Yes. So, isn't there's Crooked Man? How do you say it? Crooked Man? Crooked Man? I know there's like, was it JRPG? There was like RPG Maker game of that. That was creepy. Must they have jump scares? It's unsettling, dark. I know. So that's the thing. Is like, I don't think all horror games are jump scary. I think like suspense, messing with your mind and stuff. Like I like it when. So like Fatal Frame is fun and everything, right? In a way of the story is great and you're like have a way to defend yourself and everything, but there's like still a limited amount of film you can use and you can still die and all that stuff, right? But like it's horror in its own way of like atmosphere. So like the story isn't horror in itself, it's the atmosphere. And then like In Sound Mind is just like the psychological aspect of, you know, things are gonna be happening but you're not sure. Same with Amnesia. It has like the atmosphere and it has the like psychological aspect of it for me. Misao, and was it Godfather? I think so. Misao, yeah, and yeah, it was Madfather, but yeah, it was like, was it Ib? Misao, Madfather. Yeah, there's like a lot of classic RPG Maker horror games. Silent Hill. I never played Silent Hill actually, surprisingly. I don't think that was something that we ever like owned. I think. Iko, hello, hi. Ao Oni, yeah. Wasn't people like complaining about a sequel or something like that? Yeah, the original Ao Oni. That was interesting. So like whenever those games came out, it was during my whenever I watched what's his name? PewDiePie. Like that's what like the early days of him, and then I switched over to Markiplier. And then I moved it's so weird. I went from PewDiePie to Markiplier to Manly Badass Hero. Yeah, I've been good. Peers in his barrels. Yeah, that's my evolution of the let's play horror people. Yeah, that's literally like the three people. Like I know there were others, but like they just didn't. They vibed with me based on how I grew. So Manly Badass Hero is my current go-to. For like the let's play videos, and then as far as streamers go, I usually like before stream, like before the streams during like the day, I will turn on, because it's around the time that I eat lunch. I'll turn on Insim and then watch Insim play stuff. Yeah. Manly is good, and Manly is my Manly is my Kamioshi. Thank you for the gold coin. But yeah, let's see. Bioshock is basically just a remake of a System Shock 2, which was a bit more of a horror game. Even if you can be going to town with a rifle and a grenade launcher. I see. But yeah, that was my evolution and stuff. When the topic is on horror streams, I only think of one thing. What was the bite of... Was that the bite of 87? Me watching VTubers, your cartoon. Actually, I like watching cute girls. Yeah. I lurk in a lot of their streams. Like, I'll talk occasionally, like, in the streams, but it's mainly like either a hi or something in passing. And then I disappear in the chat, and then I'm just sitting there lurking for like the majority of it, and then I just see people. I'm like, oh hey, I know that person. They said hi to me in the stream before, like in one of my streams. Except you, Generic, you're saying we're like everywhere. Every person I watch that's a cute girl is like, you're like there. I'm like, wow, okay, this is a very small world. But yeah, I don't yes, I know where you live. You found me in Zuzu's once a year back. Yeah, I still stop by. I still stop by Zuzu's streams. Usually I'm like sleeping though, but I've also been starting to get like very, very busy with other things. So I did finish another painting today. So I just have to do one more painting. And then I can open up my little pod shop without being weird, because I'll have like 5 different paintings and have options. And it won't be weird. I'm saying, like, please. I'm keeping the originals with me, but like as far as the pod shop goes, I'll be able to like go in and edit everything and then get it on there. So yeah, that's literally what I'm like mainly being busy with. Usually like getting my other stuff IRL taken care of, with school and art and things like that. So I'm like scared to take the painting class, because I have to take like an advanced art class. I'm scared to take the painting class because then they'll judge me and be like, what is this? What is this nonsense? What is this chicken scratch that you're doing? And I'm like, listen, art is subjective. If you have a subjective opinion about my art, I suggest you turn around and leave this classroom, Mr. Instructor. Have I watched any good new movies recently? Actually, I haven't watched movies. I don't remember the last movie that I actually watched. Except for the one that I was required for psychology class. I watched one that was required for psychology class, but that was it. But it was a really old movie, and I haven't really watched movies in a long time. I haven't watched a lot of things in a long time. I don't have... I don't go about the normal means to watch... like... stuff. I could probably have it in the background as I work, but then I end up watching it instead. But yeah, I haven't really watched movies. I think the last big thing that I actually watched was the World Cup. That's the last big thing that I watched, was the World Cup. But I'm usually watching streamers in the background while I do work. It's probably the best way to put it. I live chronically online, watching streamers and VTubers. And now I'm gonna be studying, so I'm gonna be even more crazy. Have I heard of End of Oak Street? Came out like 2 days ago. Actually, I keep seeing advertisements for that, and all I see is like some weird dinosaur thing. I know there's also like the movie Obsession or something like that, and I'm like, wow, okay, these are interesting. You got to watch the new Spider-Man recently, since you're a fan of the webhead. Literally the last one I watched was Homecoming. That's the last Marvel movie that I watched, was Homecoming. But also, that's the last time I went to a theater. That's the last time I went to a theater. Although it would be cool, mainly because it's like really expensive. It's really expensive, but it would be cool to be able to go to my other theater and watch like an anime movie again. I do miss doing that. It's like watching them in theaters, and then they didn't show it in like my hometown. It was like in the big city, and now I'm in a city where they can show it, but now they like don't, like I don't have the money for it now. Your last time was Deadpool? Oh my gosh, so the last time that I saw Deadpool, I was talking to people about this recently, but the last time that I saw Deadpool, I went up with my friend to watch the movie, and I didn't have to show my ID because I was quote unquote accompanied by an adult. So I can't win. So because I was accompanied by an adult that was literally my same age, I did not have to show my ID. How generous of them. So this was when like Deadpool had first, like the first Deadpool came out in theaters. So I looked like I was like 13, 14, something like that. And they looked like my sibling. So I was just like, oh, I'm so confused right now. How generous of them. Yeah, I've been in very strange situations. I stood next to a middle schooler one time, like a few years ago, waiting in line, and they thought that I was the same age as them too, and I was so confused because, okay, the kid was like way taller than me. The kid was at least like, I was up to his shoulders. So he was already tall to begin with. So I was like, okay, this is interesting. So I'm already like shorter than the kid, and then we're standing in line, and I'm next in line, and I get the kid discount because they thought I was like 13. I was like, this is how things are now. I see. So I didn't have to pay for anything. And it happened on my birthday this year too. It happened on my birthday this year. We got like to the buffet, and I was getting my seat down. I was like gonna sit in my seat. Consider when, yeah, the discount was free. And the lady was like, so are we gonna be getting the 12 and under discount? And I just looked at her like, lady, please, I am in my 30s. Please. I swear, I was like, please don't give me, I don't want the discount, I'm an adult. Because I wasn't paying for it, so I was gonna make the person that was paying for it pay for it. But I was like, yeah, I want the, because otherwise I wouldn't have been able to enjoy anything. They would have given me like chicken nuggets and mac and cheese and stuff, and I was like, as much as I love those things, I want the full course adult meal. Like, yeah, also Mogomi, hello, welcome in. Wrong, hello, welcome in. Francisco, hello, welcome in. It was so bad. I was like, I'm confused to this day still because I thought it was gonna stop. Because I was like, alright, I'm entering like hag territory, so it should be fine, right? Like they won't try to do anything. If I could get away with it, I probably would abuse the ability to get a discount. Yeah, I sometimes do. I sometimes take advantage of it. I sometimes don't. Whenever I have to go to like the store, like Lowe's or something, I use my dad's like a discount number. My pipsqueak patty is getting cold. Shall I feed you? I swear. Yeah, it's a. I mean, in one way, it's good because it means that I don't look sick anymore, right? Like I don't look sick anymore because last year I looked sick. Like I was sick all the time. Tummy ache, hurting, head hurts, body hurts. Got surgery, got better. Knee kind of hurts. I kind of like. I fell down the stairs. And I hit my back when I fell down the stairs. So my back kind of hurts right now. It's okay, I'm alive. I didn't hit my head. But yeah, I fell down the stairs. Happens to the best of us. You know why? Because my cat cut me off. I started on the left side. She started on the right side. I started going down the stairs. And she cut me off in front of me. She just like went straight diagonal. And just blocked my foot. Like where my foot was about to go, she just put her whole body there. And then when she gets down the stairs, she looks at me like, "Oh, why'd you mess up? You know that this was gonna be a routine. You know that I do this." And I'm like, "You literally went in front of me." If I knew you wanted to be on the right side, I would have started on the left side. I would have started on the right side. But when I stood on the right side, she goes to my side anyway. So it's like, you want to be in front of me no matter what. And then she tried to make it up to me. Dude, I remember pleasantries. I don't even know what pleasantries... Yeah, no. It already left my mind. Yeah, no. I have a very short memory. So, like, if my mods don't remind me, I'm gonna probably forget. Because I'm, like, already moving on to my next task. Yeah, I'm already moving on to my next task by the time that I end stream. So whatever was like, if my mods need me to remember something, then I'm gonna like be told, "Hey, don't forget this." But if it's not told to me, I'm gonna end up forgetting it. Like 10 minutes after stream. Cat must have learned from driving on the freeway. So there's a cat. There's a cat that looks like my cat, and I thought that my cat got out. She did not get out, actually. She was staring at the window at said cat. Hence why you have to keep telling me to update my list. Yes! Did I update it? I think I updated it. I think I updated the list. Did I update the list? Okay, I did? Okay. Yeah, I didn't know if I updated the list or not. Yeah, I'm gonna completely forget. I have a very bad memory. And if it's something that I can't... So, the way that my mind works, if it's something that I cannot relate to something that already exists, I'm gonna forget. So, like, the game completion thing is, like, it just does not register. It doesn't make it past my short-term memory. Along with a whole bunch of other stuff. If I'm not reminded, it like, gets to my short-term memory, enters, like, error code 404, and then it just, like, leaves. And I'm like, okay, it didn't make it to my long-term memory. It's not there. I'm not gonna remember. Did your cat think I was looking in the mirror? Honestly, I think my cat thinks that she's looking in the mirror all the time because she'll grab my cheeks with her paws and just stare at me like, "Listen, I think I look beautiful." And I'm like, "Can I help you?" Can I help you? I'm staring into the void with glowing eyes. Like, she has, like, her eyes switch between yellow and green. So, she'll grab my face and I have to stare at her eyes. And, like, I'm just seeing her eyes. And the moment that her eyes dilate, I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna die today. Because you're always planning something when it, like, gets dilated. I know you're planning something. But when there's slits, I know that she's just bored. Unless she's in the sun. That's, like, normal. But if she's not in the sun and they're just slits, she's like, okay, I'm normal. But if it's dilated and there's no sunlight, and it's not dark, and she looks at me, and they go from slits to dilated, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna die today. I'm pretty sure that's how I got a cut on my hand right now, actually. I think I did something in my sleep, and she didn't like it, so she, like, got me. I think that's what might have happened. Which I wouldn't be surprised. Oh. Speaking of Toby Spider stuff. So I was watching this video of someone trying to like remake the scene from the movie where he like does all the webs and stops the train, right? And all I could I was like, I don't think this is gonna work with the game. I don't think the physics works this way. It did not. He like set up everything the same exact way, and then the train just yeeted him off. Having my day and suddenly there's a random cut on my arm you don't remember. Yeah, that's pretty much what happened. I don't know, like I was like, huh. Cause I was scratching and then I felt like skin get pulled and I was like, that kinda hurts. And then I looked down and I'm like, what the heck? What happened here? I don't know what happened here, but it's there now. Also, I'm still drinking. Also, one thing I have to do today. Before this is for the mods. Before I leave the stream, make sure I spin my game rec wheel. F-Zero is not on the game rec wheel, and we're going to be finishing Goemon's Great Adventure. So I need to spin the wheel, but the game that's going to be played depends on how easy it is to obtain for this. So if it's too expensive for me to get, I'm just gonna be like, okay, we're gonna spin it again. But if it's something that's easy for me to get, then I will invest. I will invest to an extent. I should say to an extent, because easy to get would mean like it's like straight up available right there. But if it's like, if it's one of those games that like I don't have and I have to invest money into having it, which there's like the games that are on here, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4 games I actually like already have. So yeah, so the games that are on here, I already have Star Fox, because that's like the SNES Star Fox. I already have Star Fox, I already have Chrono Cross, I already have Devil May Cry 3. I already have Mega Man, well I have Mega Man 64, not necessarily Mega Man Legends, but it's still like the same thing to me. And I think that's it. Did I say Secret of Mana? Also Secret of Mana. So I already have Fire Emblem GBA on it? I do not. I do not. So there is a some of these are on the NSO, but I already told you about the NSO. So if I get something that's on NSO, you're gonna have to like wait probably towards the end of the year. Well, there you go now. Like, is it just called Fire Emblem GBA? Fire Emblem GBA. I'll just put that in parentheses so I know which one you're talking about. On NSO? Oh, okay, I know which one you're talking about. I think I remember seeing that. It's just Fire Emblem in the English release. Ah, okay. Happy ZATSUDAN, bye, okay. It's also called Blazing Sword by some? Really? That's so weird. It's very weird. NSO is a blessing. I think NSO is a blessing for me, in all honesty. Like, I think I wouldn't mind being able to find, like, kind of like how I got like the Mega Man X Legacy stuff, and then I went ahead and found the PlayStation 2 version of the Mega Man X collection, and I also got my copy of Network Transmission back. You think Blazing Swords was the first Fire Emblem released in the US? I see. You also need NSO to play 14 on Switch 2. So not only are you playing not only are you paying for the subscription for Final Fantasy 14 on the Switch 2, you are also paying for the subscription of Nintendo Switch Online. So if you were someone that was absolutely like, I want to play it on my Switch, and you could care less about the other features of NSO, you're essentially playing what? Paying $12.99 USD for just a single character on top of however much NSO does. Xbox does the same thing. It's so straight. Oh yeah, you know what? Actually, it did, because I was playing Elder Scrolls Online on my Xbox like a really long time ago, and I remember I had to pay for like the online and also Elder Scrolls. Yeah, I remember. So it's like you're just paying for it. At least NSO gives you the library of games to play that are retro. Yeah, at least they give you that. Wait, so do you just need the basic or do you need the expansion? Because I know there was like the expansion pack that I had for it, so you just need like the basics of the basics for NSO then. Right? But I don't know if, well, I guess if you're willing to play Final Fantasy 14 on Switch 2, you don't need the expansion. Then if you don't need the expansion, then they're only doing the basics when it comes to NSO. So they won't like fully be able to experience like the other systems. Yeah, you have to check. Actually, no, we can check now. Let me see. Okay. Let's see. So at least you can get the free trial. So I guess it'd be best to just do, if you've never played before, you don't have an account or anything, and you want to play on your Switch too, you would just like get the free trial. Get the free trial, play through the free trial, pay for your just basic NSO while you pay for the free trial, and then when you get to the point, you just be like, is this really worth the investment? Like, is this really generally worth the investment? So I think it was come down to, how am I? I am great. Ravi, hello, welcome in. I am doing fine. We're doing just a weekly Zatsu. There's no game today. We're just chatting. We just talked about Final Fantasy 14 on the Switch 2. I don't think people like had an issue with it in the beginning. I know that, but I think they fixed it. Yeah, I think they fixed stuff. Yeah. NSO is not required for 14 on Switch 2, but you still have to have online access though, right? Use the free trial as long as possible. You get the base game plus 3 expansions for free. Yeah. You can start from there if you want to buy the game. Yeah. That's like I think that's the best way to go about it for new players. That way, if you get bored, right? If you get bored playing it, then you're just like, okay, I have nothing, I have like no loss from it. Like you didn't invest any money in it or anything like that. You didn't, you can walk away for like a few weeks or so, or like a month or two, and then come back and just pick up where you left off without having to like see that money leave your bank account. It's like, it's one of those things. You don't have to worry. Do I know Godzilla? I am aware of Godzilla. Do I watch Godzilla? No, I do not watch Godzilla. Do I remember Godzilla having like a kid of some kind? I remember Godzilla having a kid of some kind. Do I remember Mothra? Yesn't. Yesn't. Do you think you notice a 14 on Switch 2 in comparison to other devices to play is load time? So I think they fixed the load times. Yeah, I think they fixed the load times with it. Yeah. What do you think? I've been waiting for weeks now for a good chance to bring it. I'm so very happy the conversation went where it went just then. Yeah. He had about 2 different sons? He had 2 sons? What? Crazy. But yeah. Yeah, in all honesty, I'm not really a movie person. Like, something has to really, really grab my attention in order for me to watch the movie. But I don't like have the attention span, I guess, to sit and watch a movie. It's probably the best way to put it. I can't sit and watch a movie anymore. I have too many things on my mind going on like a bajillion miles a minute. I used to actually just whenever I was watching anime with my friends growing up, we sat, like, we didn't even have the attention span to sit and watch the TV. We sat and we just like drew, like we were drawing and doodling while we were watching stuff. And I think like on average, I think we did like five drawings an episode. Yeah, we did about 5 drawings an episode. We just did not have the attention span, and it got to the point where we were like drawing our people in the universes. We all shared the same OC name, but our OCs were like all different things. Except for me, I just kept killing off my OCs. I still do to this day. I still kill them off. I'm actually, like, my hair color and stuff is actually based on an OC that I have. Yeah, so I kind of like just brought her to life in this too. But she was also just me in a way. But she never like got put into like inserts or anything like that. It was just the own stories that I had made. I like world building. Like, I think that's like something that I enjoy, is like taking something, like taking a concept and just like building a world in it. Whether I even do anything with it, I just like being able to build onto the world, because then I can take like my personal stuff and just like weave it. Like, I can weave it in a way to where I can feel connected to it while it's still being fictional in a way. Yeah. Which, it's actually a lot easier. It's a lot easier than it seems to be able to do that. If like you have like a good connection with things and the thing that you're like building. I think the least connected I felt with the character was probably the one before this one. The most I felt disconnected from a character was the one before this one. You have the Miis to thank for that in your case. Making random Miis gave you good material for OC crafting and making absolute freaks. So, were you one of those people that made, like, when your friends came over, like, your friends all had separate Miis dedicated to you? Like, I had gone to every single one of my friends' house when, like, the Wii had first come out and they had the Wiis. I would come over and they're like, listen, you stand right there so that I can turn you into a Mii. And then when they turn me into a Mii, they're like, okay, now let's play tennis against each other. And I was like, okay. And then I think I played... What other things did I play on though? For some reason, people kept wanting to play Just Dance. Like, you were one of those people? I can't believe you. It was probably the most awkward experience. One thing I did miss though was like the excitement that we got when Animal Crossing came out, and then we were able to share our friend codes with each other. We didn't have to like we didn't have to connect like the 2 memory cards together. We were actually able to like go into each other's cities and then explore our friends' towns and then see them, and then we were able to talk and stuff. It was like probably the most excitement that I had. Except I only did it like a few times, and then they just stopped playing, and I was like, you gotta be kidding me. You told me to make you told me to make this character. You told me to play Animal Crossing. And so I made this character, and then I went through all of this. I suffered through Tom Nook just so I could spend time with you online in Animal Crossing, and you only wanted to do it a few times. It was like, oh no, I can't believe this. There's a lot of things like that that happen actually. Where I'm the type of person that like it's really excited. Like I don't know if it ends up being like a hyperfixation or something for me, but I know that I get really excited about something when someone like gives me an idea, and they're like, "Hey, do you want to like really do something like this?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I would really like to do something like that." And then either one of two things always happens. Either I get really busy and I can't continue it like at the pace that I want to, or I'm like really hyper fixated on it, and then like they just all of a sudden lose interest, and they're like, yeah, no, I don't feel like doing this anymore. And I'm like, we only did it like twice. Which is why I also think it's important whenever you do stuff like Minecraft or Terraria or like Pal World or something, like you have a plan to like play a long time with people. And it's actually really it's really easy to make a, well, I couldn't say it's easy. I think you have to have like the mentality to make like forever worlds in games where you have to build things, because you know a lot of people do build, and then they're like, well, I just built everything that I wanted to, and now I don't feel like doing it anymore. But I think like the best part about like forever worlds is being able to build and then update and then build again. And it's like I need to add some extra stuff to this now because of these updates. You just like go into your forever world and just have fun in your forever world. Make sure you save your profile and then move stuff over for like your forever worlds. And then when you absolutely get bored of them, then you can go and just destroy it all in a volcano with lava. Like, oh, I also discovered I was exploring the new Minecraft update with like the sulfur and things, and me and my friend discovered how to make geysers. So in true Mew fashion, I decided to utilize it in a way where animals, I had like a little platform, and the animals were on the platform, and they would go through a like water area, and then they would go down, and then they would get sucked up by the geyser, and then they would shoot out, and then they go into the air, and then they would fall to their death. But it wasn't just any death. They would they would be like, I'm free, I'm gonna be safe, and then they fall into lava and die. And then they get farmed at the bottom in chests. Yeah. So yeah, it was a little experimentation on my part. The experimentation worked. I mean, listen, you have to sometimes you don't want to do the conventional way of farming things. Sometimes you want like a little pizzazz when you're like wanting to get rid of animals, okay? Sometimes you just want to have a spawner in there and then experiment a bit, you know? On the bright side, the happy gas was witnessing it and was happily floating around and not helping anything. It was just happy, tied up, watching everything. It was great. It was amazing. And then we just ended up figuring out how ways to make lives miserable for the rest of the wildlife, but that's besides the point. Sometimes you just want to spend 4 hours making lives miserable. But don't worry, it had nothing to do with the other world. This was a separate world from the world that I was building. This was completely separate from the world I was building. Yeah. So, that's fine. Oh, did you put it in the... You said you put it in the mod? Okay. Yeah, I already have... Okay, I already put it on the wheel. So I have the wheel... I actually have the wheel pulled up. I actually didn't know how long I was gonna be chatting today either. But I know I didn't want to... I know I didn't want to do much today. That much I do know. I didn't want to do much today. So we can also do one of two things. I could pull up the... I could easily pull up the, manual for F-Zero, or you can wait until F-Zero day and then do the manual then. It all depends. It's all up to people. Let me see. There it is. Okay, so I have the wheel. So this wheel is my game rec wheel. I put Fire Emblem on there. So I think I did. I think I did. I think I see it. Yeah, I see it. Okay, it's Fire Emblem GBA. Alright, so yeah, so this is like from a long time ago, like last year. And I've just been kind of spinning this wheel. And then my wheel died. And then I was like, I have to remake this wheel. So I spent time remaking this wheel. I took off everything that was originally not on there. So I think that... Oh yeah, we almost got that last time. I think I was ranting about how I like didn't want that in particular, and then we almost got it last time. Let me see what we're gonna get this time. Yeah, let me see what we're gonna get this time. Is it actually that? It's Castlevania. It is Castlevania. I don't think I have Castlevania. Do I have Castlevania? Hold on. This was Castlevania. Like, this was like the original Castlevania, right? A lot of these are good. A lot of these are like things that I've probably never even heard of. So yeah, so we have Castlevania. Let me see. Castle. This was SNES? This is the SNES one? Yeah, I already added it, don't worry. Cause I already had it up. Wait, which one is this? Is it not NSO? I don't know. Is it... Wait. Is this just regular Castlevania? It just said Castlevania, so I just put Castlevania. Because... Yeah, I have... Hold on, let me go back to my wheel. Yeah, let me go back to my wheel. Let me sort. Okay, so yeah, it might have... I think it was just Castlevania. The NES one. The NES Castlevania or the Castlevania Chronicles remake. Listen, I just put these on here. I don't know which Castlevania. I don't know who suggested Castlevania. Yeah. So, I guess... So the only other Castlevania on here is Symphony of the Night. What Castle... Hold on, let me see what Castlevania I have. Okay, I have whatever Castlevania 4 is. Yeah. I have Castlevania 4. How many Castlevania games are there? Hold on. Castlevania. Let's see. Known in Japan as Akumajo Dorakura. Okay. Okay, so there's Castlevania for 1987. Okay. And then there's 1988. So it might be the 1987 one. Let's see. So it was released on Virtual Console for the Wii, 3DS, and Wii U. I don't think it got released on NSO. I don't know. Only one oh, I just cried, my bad. Hold on, I forgot that was a trigger. Yeah. So I don't think it's on NSO. Yeah, they have the collection. There's the collection, but they don't have the... Yeah, they don't have the actual like game separate itself. They have the anniversary collection on the Switch for 1999. So I mean, I like the style. Yeah, I like the style of it. It's just good old Konami. I see. Main Castlevania was not on NSO. Oh, yeah. Castlevania City Simulator. What is this nonsense? What? Surge of... I don't even know what that is. In mods. Unless there's N64 Castlevania. Sorry, now I'm going into Castlevania craziness. Let's see. They have the Castlevania portal site. Let me see. Okay. Wow! Wow! Did you know it's Castlevania's 40th anniversary? It's the same as Metroid. They're the same age. Wow! Crazy. It's all the moment that something is NES, I'm like, yeah, this is definitely older than me. It's 40. Yeah, it's 40. It's 40, guys. It's crazy. Hold on. Let me do this. Yeah. Look. It's 40. It's 40. It's Castlevania 40th. The 40th message. Look. Look. Brought to you by the Castlevania series production team. What's it say? The doors of Castlevania open once more. This year marks the 40th anniversary since the original Okumado Dracula first saw the light of day. In this commemorative year, Castlevania will be revived. First up is the title Castlevania Belmont's Curse. We couldn't think in other studios to work together rather than Evil Empire Motion Twin Studios, bring with talent and passion to deliver a new exploration-based 2D action game that captures the essence of Castlevania while bringing fresh innovation. This is the beginning of numerous new products around Castlevania. Look forward to a return of the magnificent nightmare lurking in darkness. Well, there it is. There it is. Well, yeah, it's old. It's 40 years old, but you know what? That just means it's like decent future stuff, I guess. Yeah. Can't wait for more Castlevania pachinkos. You know, there was a Fatal Frame pachinko at some point. So yeah, so they have what? Belmont's Curse, Dominus Collection, Advanced Collection, and Anniversary Collection. So let's look at the Belmont's Curse. That's coming in October of 2026. So it's coming... You know what? It's so funny. It's coming in 2 months. Because the release date is October 15th. So in today is August 16th. So in 2 months, it'll be there. And then we have the Dominus Collection. They patched some stuff in 2025. Castlevania Dawn of Sorrow. Wherever someone is. I know someone who was like really obsessed with this game. Have I seen... I'm not really a pachinko player. 2 months already, you need to pre-order. Yeah, you need to pre-order the game if you want to pre-order the game. If you have the ability to pre-order the game, you should pre-order the game. Yeah. And then what's the Advanced Collection? Let's see. You know, so the way that they look, like makes me want to play Suikoden. Man, I really want to play Suikoden now, but I don't have Suikoden. Not with me anyway. At least not the first 2. Or 3. 4 and 5 though. Wow. And the Anniversary Collection has all the original ones then, right? So Castlevania turned 40. Konami is 50. So we have a game series at 40, and then a company at 50. Wow. Wow, that's cool. Hold on, I have to actually like enter... I have to enter my birth date in order to access this? How dare they? I can't believe they're doing this to me. Okay. So this came out in 16th. So this has... So the collection has... Castlevania, Castlevania 2, Castlevania 3, Super Castlevania, Castlevania Adventure, Castlevania 2 for Game Boy Belmont's Revenge, Castlevania Bloodlines that was on the Genesis, and then Kid Dracula. Okay. That's like Kid Chameleon. Oh, I haven't heard that game in like a really long time. Kid Chameleon. Oh man. Does anyone else know Kid Chameleon? Man, that was something else. That game used to like, I don't know why. Something about that game. Kid Chameleon. Yeah, he was like a greaser guy. he was like a greaser guy. Could never finish that game. Honestly, I understand. I could never get to the end of that game. I need to play this game again. It was part of that Sega Genesis collection. That and Vector Man, Comic Zone. For some reason they had Flicky on there, and I was like really addicted to that. It's pretty hard. I know, right? Like I think. Hold on. I think. Trying to see what like level I got to. I'm sorry, what? 103 levels in the game. There's 103 playable levels in Kid Chameleon. No wonder. That'd be a whole adventure in itself. Wow, but yeah, I haven't heard that one in like a really long time. Yeah, I'm gonna keep that screen up just in case. In case I like want to show you something else. Decap attack was also on Sonic's UGC. It's pretty decent playthrough. That's a lot of levels. That is a lot of levels. Like, whose idea was it to have that many levels? That's crazy. I can't believe that. That was so crazy. Yeah. Oh, if you missed yesterday's stream, I'm in the last place. I think I'm in the last place. Yeah, I'm in the last place of Goemon. So I milked the other thing, but that's only because I had other things. Echo the Dolphin. I think Echo the Dolphin is also. Wait, no, I don't think it is. I'm thinking of something else. Ever play a Rice Star? Oh, actually, the Rice Star was on the game recommendation list. That's also on NSO. Yeah, that thing is also on NSO. Echo the Dolphin is brutal. You know, I heard like it looks cute, but it's brutal. Cute but brutal. Man, I would hate to be cute but brutal. That's terrible. So yeah, there's some games that are like on the recommendation. I made it a redeem on Twitch so people can do a dump of their points and then recommend a game. The first one is brutal. The second one is more accessible. I think they're making a remake of the Dolphin, of Echo the Dolphin. You know what? I wouldn't mind if they remade Knights. Like if they gave me Knights and said, "Here you go. Here's Knights. We're giving it to you on the Switch, Switch 2, Steam, PS4, whatever state, like whatever they decide to put on there." That'd be so nice of them. I would really love that. They would just be like, "Here you go. We're gonna give you some more Knights." Yeah. Knights VR. The form and the low. The Echo team. Like I would love that. Did you see those people that are like remaking Zelda stuff in VR? Did you see? I think it was one of them was in VR. I think Twilight Princess. I think I saw Twilight Princess. I'd rather they port Knights. I'm not trusting of modern remakes. Hey, everyone has their preference. I feel like they would do both. Have I seen Sonic games in VR? I think I saw one in passing. Did you guys see the cool animation that someone did? That they like, there was like their little personal animation project that they did with Sonic. And had Live and Learn in the background. Did you see that animation? I kind of stared at it for like a really long time. Yeah. The 2D comps. The 2D comps? The Sonic Adventure 2 one? Yeah. Yeah, that one. So, it's funny because whenever I see someone working on projects like that, and they're like, I did this like by myself, and I'm just like, I want to do that too. And then I sit in front of my computer and I stare, and I'm like, I have no idea where to start. I was like, I have no idea where to start at that point. But the danger is like I think the most like annoying part about art nowadays is that you can have like you can like make mistakes as an artist now, right? And you're just minding your own business, you're just doing your stuff, and then you make a mistake as an artist, and say like, because I'm someone who like has some weird things happen because, you know, I didn't do any study, and I do things like quickly, and I don't worry about perfection when it comes to certain things, when it comes to my art. And it's like things like that nowadays, if you screw up, people will be like, oh, you're definitely using AI because of XYZ reason, look at this, and they'll like circle your mistakes and then claim that like you use AI to do your thing because it's not perfect. So like that's like one of my fears of posting anything nowadays. Is because of that. Duh. Break time. Yeah. Yeah, like you can't really do human error anymore without people like trying to be a white knight for the artists when they're actually doing more damage. The ones that are obvious are obvious. The ones that are human error, but then like you don't really know, and then you just cause the issue. Like, I'm bad at hands, right? I'm bad at hands, and I'm bad at feet. And you know what people really pay attention to? I'm also bad at rendering. So, the things that people pay attention to when it comes to stuff is what I'm bad at. So, it's like a sucky situation. Yeah. It's like how you can't really say anything without people being butthurt. Yeah. Like, I kind of miss it when things were like just a tool to help versus... Or like NPCs in games and enemies and stuff like that. I miss the simpler times where you didn't have to worry about that. Yeah. Don't know about feet. I don't know. I've seen people's bodies get fused in with the ground. I've seen tables get fused with the ground. People's legs like disappear. Yeah. I've seen some crazy things. But it's still like something. Are we AI? I mean, I guess we could be in a way. I mean, we were technically made. You know, when you think about it, we were technically made. We required beings who decided to make us into a thing, sometimes willingly, sometimes not. We developed a mind of our own. And whenever we messed up, we were like corrected in a way in the same format. So I guess in a way, we're like humanoids. Yeah. Seeing fan art where characters get added a third arm, that was like over 10 years ago. Yeah. For decades, artists have been creatively finding ways to avoid drawing hands and feet. Honestly, my favorite thing is to put hands behind back. I used to hate drawing two eyes. So I used to always give my characters like the over the eye, like hair over the eye for whichever eye I didn't feel like drawing. I used to just cover up the eye with like a patch or something so that I didn't have to draw it. I was that person. And then when it came to like toes and stuff, I would just hide the toes with like I would always make sure they had shoes. Deviant art classic techniques. See, I wasn't the interesting part was like I never posted anything on like Deviant Art or whenever people were doing the art stuff on Gaia Online. I never posted on there. I always kept to myself when it came to it. I would show my friends, but that was it. Everything I did was just for me personally. But that was also because of the whole ingrained in my head was like internet danger and then posting anything that could potentially expose me to like someone that was after me and they found like something personal, and if they were to see me in public, then I would have like something that they could link me back to and say, oh, it's this person, yes, I can stalk them now. And this was when like I was like in middle school and stuff, so everyone else was going all willy-nilly and then having fun posting their stuff on, getting like strangers to comment on their stuff. Eventually I posted covers on YouTube anonymously. Like I posted covers on YouTube anonymously, joined the Yotaite community, went on that little forum and stuff like that. Yeah, did stuff like that for a bit. And that was when we still had like the 5-star YouTube system. Remember when YouTube had to like, they didn't have a like system. They had to rate this between 1 and 5 stars, and then YouTube would do like an average. And then all your friends would like rate something 5 stars on your video. And then you'd have like a stranger get offended that a child would be posting a video on YouTube and try to discourage you from being on there. So they would like rate your stuff like between 1 and 3 stars. And then they would try to put like a bad comment on there saying like you suck or something like that. And it's either they didn't realize that you were like really, really young, or they just felt like being an asshole. And the funny part about it is that like whenever I got a comment like that for the first time, I was like, I don't know what this person's talking about. I was so confused. I was like, I don't know what this person's talking about, but I'm just gonna keep going. They might find me through my toolless art style. Yeah. Yeah, I just keep most of my art to myself. Remember you two have a feature where you could add friends first? Yeah, there was like the adding friend thing where like you had friends below. Because I mean, I guess it was more like a video sharing social media site more than anything. Because you could like add friends, you could comment on their pages, you could do like nice customization stuff to it. You didn't have like just a banner and an avatar. There was nothing linked to like Google or anything like that. It was like your own personal email account. There was like what other things did it have? Like you could change the background of your entire your entire like wallpaper could become the background. And then if it was too small, it would just like loop around. Remember the video replies and the endowed women in them? I don't remember that. YouTube used to let people make video replies and it would be linked above the comments. Oh wait! Yes! Oh wait, now I don't remember I don't know anything about the endowed women, but I remember stuff about like being able to link the YouTube videos. And you know what? That was actually the best way that we were able to communicate with each other when it came to like covers. So like say someone made like an English cover of something and then we're like, oh, I want to use those lyrics too, and it was like, cool, if you use my lyrics, make sure you link it in the comments. And you're like, okay, and then you would just like reply, and then like that's how other people were able to find like things, because you would also be like responding to the original video of like your cover saying, this is my cover, this is my cover. And that was before YouTube started like copy striking, like, well, not copy striking, but they sometimes copy stroke the page depending on like how bad the copyright was. But it was like so we could like, there was no worries about the warnings and stuff like that. Like there wasn't even any monetization that like I had to worry about. It was just, here you go. There's no like advertisements or anything like that. Here you go. Just buffer the video. Just buffer the video. I think the one thing that I really like is that they added dark mode. Cause man, YouTube was so bright. YouTube was so bright back then. So didn't only people who were affiliated with the company could change the whole wallpaper of the YouTube channel? Not back then. I wasn't affiliated with the company. I was literally just like a early teens. I was literally just an early teens, just like changing my wallpaper in the background. I made my page very pink. I made my page very pink. Yeah. This was like, I think I was like in the 7th or 8th grade or something like that. That was around the time that I was like really obsessed with Murray Melody, and that's around the time that I think Final Fantasy 13 was out at the time. I think it had just released. It was like Final Fantasy 13. There was also Professor Layton. Other stuff was going on, and then I think it was like Ace Attorney was out around that time too. Yeah, a lot of other stuff. The good old era of ads-free YouTube. Yeah, we just revolved around all that stuff. Which, in a way, I guess it kind of made sense because they needed another way to make money. I was in love with the abridged parodies on YouTube. Yeah. Who was it? Lanny Pator? I think it was. Yeah, I think I discovered it through. I can't remember if it was my friends, my brother, or both. I can't remember. But it was Yu-Gi-Oh! It was Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged first. And then it was, after Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged, there was Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged, DBZ Abridged, and then there was Yu Hakusho Abridged. Yeah, and then there was the YouTube Poops. The YouTube Poops is how I discovered, what's it called? I discovered Sonic 06 through YouTube Poops. Yeah. The Mario 64 bloopers. Yeah. I kind of wish we didn't have to do what we do now, but because I think the reason why we do what we do now is because we allowed it to happen. We didn't fight it. We were just like, let me just accept these terms in service without even reading it. Let me just read the EULA without even reading it. I just want to go ahead and get to my content. So I'm just gonna hit agree and move on. Not read any of the fine print because I'm impatient. And instead of being like, oh, this is wrong, and then say something about it and not agreeing to it. Enough of us agreed to it to where we just allowed it to happen and they were able to sneak enough stuff in and make these changes themselves. Like, I'm pretty sure at one of the terms or EULA at some point said, we are going to be transitioning into this at some point, and by agreeing to do it, and by agreeing to this, you are now allowing us to make these changes at any point in time that we want. Terms are subject to change at any moment. And that's also how we got where we are on Twitch. I think if we actually like read our stuff, and like really read and said something about it, I think that a lot of things wouldn't be happening right now. So yeah, I think enough of the general public used the service to where they were able to just do what they wanted at that point. The age of enlightenment. Yeah. YouTube has no real alternative. There used to be another site. Remember when Vivo had its own site and all of a sudden you start seeing it on YouTube? But I can't remember what it was, but there was another video site. I remember because the same AMVs and GMVs that were on there were also ended up being on YouTube. Not Daily Motion. I can't remember what else it was. I can't remember. It wasn't. I remember Google Video. I do remember Google Video. That's how I found other things too. It wasn't Daily Motion. I can't remember what it was called, but it was something like a really long time ago that I had found, that my brother had found, and it was just like everyone posting videos on there too, because there were like Kingdom Hearts videos and Final Fantasy videos. I can't remember what it was called. I know it doesn't exist anymore though. VO? No, it wasn't VO. I can't remember. It was. I don't remember. But it had very similar. It wasn't, no. It was like way back when I was like transitioning between elementary and middle school. But it had very similar colors, but it was like a little bit off from it was a little bit off from Pornhub. It was like a little bit off color from that, but it wasn't that. Cause you could just post whatever, like you could just post like AMVs and GMVs and stuff like that, and like you just had to be 13 or older to post there. I can't remember what it was called. Yeah, it was something that my brother had found, but it had very similar colors. You know what's funny? It'd be funny if that's actually what it turned into. Now that I think about it, I was like, you know, it'd be funny if that actually turned into that. And then there was the animations that people posted on Newgrounds. Yeah. And I also remember there was this game. There was this game. What was it called? Happy Wheels or something like that. They were sure to be AMVs. Yeah, I think so. But yeah, I don't know. I can't remember what it was called, but it was there. Newgrounds was a wild place. It really was. It was adventure. It got to the point where Newgrounds had to be banned in my school. Newgrounds had to be banned in my school. Free webs had to be banned. YouTube had to be banned. Facebook had to be banned. MySpace had to be banned. They didn't ban Gaia Online for some reason. Did they ban Albino Black Sheep? Yes. Yes. Happy Wheels, one of many old YouTube clickbait games. Freaking Happy Wheels, man. But yeah, I mean, when you look back on it, you're like, how did we even survive? Like, I'm pretty sure I had, like, the survival instinct of, like, a chipmunk or something. I don't even know. You fully believe that? So yeah, Newgrounds Legacy still lives on. Yeah. That's how I found. That's like, when you go back onto Newgrounds, you're like, wow, this definitely would not pass today. This would not pass at all. Like, you think that it would, but it wouldn't. Certain people downloading pocket tanks on the school computers every so often. Yeah, they didn't, So, it got to a point where if they wanted us to use a certain website, like, they banned everything. And if we wanted to use a certain website, they had to, like, go to the IT guy and then unban the website so that we could use it. But other than that, they banned everything. The worst part was when the people were playing pinball and then they forgot to turn off their sound, so they pulled up pinball in the middle of class. Never went on Newgrounds stuff, but I always saw its logo on other websites. It went on like Addicting Games. Addicting Games was the other one! I remember Addicting Games. Yeah. Yeah, I remember Addicting Games. Amazing Social Circus was made by Newgrounds people and it was like the biggest thing in the last few years. Yeah. I think I hit the right audience. I think that's what ended up happening. I think if you manage to make something that hits the right nostalgic feel mixed in with pulling in the younger audience that are the same age as the people who are like going for nostalgia, it can be successful nowadays. Because everyone that's looking for nostalgia and good times, our lives are shit. And you just want an escape. You just want an escape for like a little bit, and to just like enjoy something for like a few hours where you don't have to worry about anything. Yeah. School should ban texting, web surf. You know, my school did that. No phones. Anyone that had a phone, their phone got displayed up in the front of the class. If they were texting in class, they had their text message read in class. If you were passing notes, you got your note read in the middle of class. And then they would turn to the person, like, so the person who like got the note passed to them would get in trouble for accepting the note. So they had to stand up and they had to read the note on what it said, and then they had to respond to the note out loud. Yeah, they had to respond to the note out loud. Good times, very good times. Hope it wasn't anything too wild. So this music got really loud all of a sudden. So, the funny part that you say that, it's kind of funny that you say that because the note, I think I said this, I don't remember if I said this before. I don't remember if I talked about this before, but so like the notebook, yeah, I think I did. I think I was talking to you guys about it. I've talked to like so many people about the same things that I can't remember who I told it to. But we had notebooks that we passed around with notes and stuff, and it did get caught. The notebook did end up getting caught, and that was the one where I was saying they were ERPing inside the notebook. And of course they got in trouble because they were ERPing in the freaking notebook, and we were in we were in middle school, and they got caught ERPing in the notebook. So that was like the most awkward time, because then they banned backpacks because of shooters. And then did they read the ERP in front of the class? The teacher started to, and then they were like, go to the principal's office. Go to the principal's office. And then we had the next, I think it was like a few months later, we had like sex ed. Yeah. They said nope, not reading this. Yeah. So it's a lot of that type of situation happened with the note passing. So they banned notebooks. And they only wanted us to use loose leaf paper and binders. Because of that. The only exception was certain classes where they said you needed a composition book. But even then, you had to label said composition book, and the teacher, was it the OCs, or no, it was themselves. It was themselves. Yeah. Yeah, it's like, you need, yeah, we were like, listen, it didn't help at all, because literally next year, I think like 10 kids got pregnant. And what made it even more hilarious when that was all the popular kids. That's what made it even better. I was like, wow. It's like you guys learned absolutely nothing and you live up to your trope. Yeah, it was very interesting. But yeah, so I needless to say, I had a very interesting thing. Like, kind of like when you had tornado drills. Like, you know, I don't know if you guys lived in like a tornado area, but you had to have like tornado drills. But whenever you had like the tornado drills, you had to still like be in the hallway. But then there was like the kids that like were by the door, and they were like, we'll just barricade the doors, and the tornado definitely won't like blow the doors open or anything if it comes through. And in my mind, I was like, what if it just decides to rip through the entire school? Like, we're all screwed. We're all screwed. Like, what do you expect? If it rips the roof off of our school and just like goes all the way through, straight through, cut us like a watermelon, and just like destroy us all. What are you gonna do about that? A few didn't pay attention to sex ed. No, they thought it was funny, and then they thought it was gross, and then they decided to experience it. You know why? Because of that whole pull-out method. People saying that it's possible, and then the same people that do that, they're like, oh my god, I don't know how this happened. And there's like, bruh. You know how many people I have like interacted with that they're like, yeah, I don't know how this happened. And I'm like, well, did you use protection? And they're like, no, we didn't use protection, but we just like pull it out and stuff. And I was like, that's not how this works. I was like, that's not how that works at all. I don't think you understand anything when it comes to that. I'm like, if you don't have a form to stop the connection, then guess what? It's gonna happen. So don't get sad. Don't get upset. Don't do I don't know what I'm gonna do. When you do that, I don't understand. I don't understand. It's like, if you absolutely like do not want children, do what you have to do to not have children. Like, it's like, you know, when people like call all sad and they're like, yeah, I'm pregnant, or yeah, I got this girl pregnant. It's like, well, duh. Of course you did, dumbass. This ain't no Doujin. Safe days will not always save you. Quote unquote safe. Quote unquote safe. Or you can be like Ron Swanson from Parks and Recreation. And be too powerful. Good thing. You know, they actually didn't do the sack flower baby thing. They took that away in my school. There was no taking care of an egg, and there was no taking care of a sack baby. There was no taking care... I think there was, like, taking care of the fake baby, but they made it, like, an optional thing. It wasn't, like, a requirement or anything. It was in, it was part of, like, family econ or something like that. Oh, no. Family econ, home econ, one of those. But it was, like, a requirement for the nursing students. And it's hilarious that, like, same said nursing students still don't know how anything works. Like, it's very interesting when you come across someone who's like taken a few classes in nursing and they think they know everything, and then by the time they graduate they don't know anything. And it's like, yeah, you were the same person that was telling me how to do stuff whenever you were in your first 3 nursing classes, and then you come up to me and you say you have no idea how something works when it's like the basic of the basics, when it's like a question. The same people. And it's like a shame though. Taking care of the lizard? Wait, where am I taking care of the lizard? What about the lizard? What? There was never a thing in your school? All the scientists say that the pull-out method is BS, but people follow it like a religion. Yeah, because they're like... So the logic... And this isn't just with like... This isn't like we didn't have class pets, except the animal science class did have pets. So the nursing students are always the ones getting pregnant. Yeah, seems like it, because that's exactly what happened in my school. The nursing students are the ones that got pregnant. Yeah, we didn't have a class pet except in the animal science. The animal science teacher is the one that took my fish. He took care of my fish. Yeah, before I left to uni. Taking care of the egg or the sack was never a thing in your school that you know of. Yeah, it was like a hidden class in my school. Unless you saw the actual what's it called? Classroom hall. Like if you saw the actual hallway, you wouldn't even know. Yeah. You'd always see shows back then that would have an episode with the sack flower baby thing, but every time you thought, what class is this for? Yeah, it's a hidden class. It was a hidden class. Yeah. You were in high school from 2003 to 2008? What? Hold on, how is my brother? When did my brother graduate? You're older than my brother. Yeah. Wow. I was like, wait a minute. Thanks for telling me. Yeah, you're older than my brother. My brother is the oldest. You're older than him. You know you're old. Yeah, I never saw the class. It's kind of like how our foreign language classes were in the portable. They called it the portables. Portable buildings. But they were basically like the portable buildings were basically like mini mobile homes that were pulled to the side of the school because they didn't fit anywhere else inside of the school. They were terrible. They had their own their own personal outside, like, what's it called? Window AC units. You know, it's always cold in there. It was crazy. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I remember that. Wow. The almost shipping crates with the little stairs. Yeah, it was like that. Secret class, you need to find them all for the 100%. I wish there were so many classes that I wanted to take, but they divided us up into academies. So, because at the time I wanted like computers and stuff, I wasn't able to take any art classes, and I wasn't able to take any I wasn't able to take art classes. I had to take my required language class. I couldn't experiment with any other classes, like electives. So like you had to do your core classes and everything, but then when they threw us into academies, we weren't able to explore anything, and I think that's also contributed to like my mental decline and why I'm now super crazy now in who I am, because they suppressed so much of my creativity. Man, it was terrible. Like I hate that they didn't allow me to be myself. I couldn't do any art. I was in art club, but that's the only time I was able to do like art. And then when I was home, I was able to do that too. And then like that was around the time when like Adobe Flash was still a thing. So I would like make little cute little Flash animations in like my web design class. Yeah, you know how to speak computer a little bit. A little bit. Just that. But yeah, I didn't like it at all. And there was also around a time towards the end of high school was like a really dark time for me, personally. You were supposed to graduate in 2007, but had things happen during high school that I do not want to talk about. There were things that happened in high school that I do not want to talk about either. All you have to know is that it contributed to who I am today. And like I find like it took therapy and all that stuff to get over it. RIP 5k points headpad didn't work. Oh well. It happens. Mix it up is weird like that. But yeah, I know someone who is graduating in 2007. Yep, that sounds about right. Don't worry, guys. I'm in a much better place now. I'm in a very much better place now. Yeah, compared to then. Like I don't have to worry about like super hardcore antidepressants anymore. Therapy helped me. Why does the Python lives on land? What? A guy in one of your classes graduated at like 23. Honestly, I understand. It'd be like that sometimes. Has the Pokemon Go craze happened during your time at school by chance? Yes, actually, the Pokemon Go craze did happen. People were wandering around like crazy. Except, I found a gym. Like there was a. It was funny because the gym was one of the gyms was at the gym. One of the gyms was at the gym. So, I was part of the team. So I was team. What was it? I think it was called Team Mystic. I think that's what it was called. Yeah, I think so. Cause I was Mystic. My brother was. Hold on, I can't remember what the things are. I think it was Valor. Let's see, Pokemon. Yeah, okay, yeah. I was Mystic, my brother was Valor, and my sister was Instinct. So we split up. Yeah, we ended up splitting up. So I ended up everyone knew. It was funny because everyone knew whose Pokemon it was up at the top because I had placed my Vaporeon up at the top with the gym. And people were like, what is this Vaporeon doing here? And I was like, don't underestimate my Vaporeon now. I was like, really, don't underestimate my Vaporeon. And they're like, ha, we're gonna underestimate the Vaporeon. Yeah. Well, guess what? And then there was the Aerodactyl, and then there was the someone put Aerodactyl. One of the person that put like a Dragonite up there. I found my Gengar. Like my literal main goal of playing Pokemon Go was to find my my dream Pokemon. So I kept playing until I found found and then got my Gengar. It was my only goal. I was like, Vaporeon's nice. Aerodactyl's nice. Dragonite's nice, but I need Gengar. Except at one point I had like an army. I had like Ghastly. And then I was like, I need more Ghastly. And then I was like, I need more Ghastly. Yeah, they didn't. I don't think people played other games, but it did get people out, sort of, kind of, actually. They had to put a PSA out for safety protocols in my town because kids were going through people's yards to catch Pokemon, and some people were on the verge of getting shot because they went into the yards of people. They've almost been mauled by dogs, shot by the owners, arrested by police, ran over by cars. They had to put a curfew. They had to put a curfew on Pokemon Go. They said be careful during storms if you're going out to catch Pokemon. I'm a Gengar fan, that tracks. Yeah. I am indeed a Gengar fan. Yep. I am a Gengar fan. And I am a Tyranitar fan. Typical Pokemon Go players. Yeah. Such a fun time. Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. I forgot, honestly, I forgot all about Let's Go Eevee and Pikachu. You vaguely remember hearing about that stuff back then. People with Pokemon Go came out, your friends going out at night to go to an abandoned church to catch Pokemon and being like, what are you guys doing? Yeah, it was very strange. Sharpedo fan. I think I did catch a Sharpedo at one point, actually. I think about it. Not as much of a fan as Gengar, though. Didn't want to play Pokemon Go, but didn't have a phone that was... So I literally got an upgraded phone enough to play Pokemon Go. Like, I had the minimum. I had the minimum for Pokemon Go. Yeah. But yeah, we were like literal sibling rivalry, where we were like all three different ones. And the worst part is that our personalities tracked with whatever it was that was happening. Survival of the fittest. It was all natural selection happened. The evolution of people happened during that time. The Poke Park Wii game. There was a Poke Park Wii game? Poke Park sounds familiar. I would love to go see the Pokemon Park. Poke Park game. This looks like kind of like the same area as Pokemon Stadium. Oh. Then there was Poke Park 2? Ah, I'm being honest, I only literally used the Wii to play GameCube games. Because the skin, like the laser on the GameCube that we had was failing. So I literally just used the Wii to play GameCube games. So the true purpose for the Wii was just to play GameCube games. Fire Red and Leaf Green released, that saved it. I was a Leaf Green player. My brother was Fire Red. Yeah, after a while, the laser light gave out, and then turn the thing. I remember Sapphire, and then he had Emerald. GameCube era has your top favorite library of games. Yeah. Yeah, that particular component, like, just pissed me off Because you could have like a slight, like a smudge, like you could have a smudge or like a little bit like scratch that you could easily fix on your disc, and then it would spin and it says, I can't read this. I know what you're talking about. And I'm like, excuse you? It's not scratched up. Like no tomorrow. Like, it's easily fixed. What are you talking about? Yeah, I actually think I'm gonna need a new GameCube. I need to... Reminding you of your PS... Did you, like, it's working now, right, though? It's working. Like, the ribbon... Like, getting the ribbon fixed and down again worked. The GameCube laser's power is turned way down so it wouldn't be able to read burned discs. You know, I guess that makes sense. Yeah. I guess that makes sense. But also, the GameCube disc size was so small. Yeah, it was, yeah, opening and closing it a whole bunch of times just to get it to, like, work was, like, one of the things. So yeah, I was so happy when the Wii was backwards compatible with the GameCube. It was nice. But maybe you could, like, modify it a little bit to make it a little bit stronger. Yeah, wow, the disc size threw it off. Wow, I can't believe I said that. Yeah, it was crazy. Like, there was actually a Bionicle... There was a Bionicle disc that was, GameCube sized. But it wasn't a game. Yeah. The Wii didn't have a convenient carrying handle. It did not have the convenient carrying handle, no. I think that's one thing I really liked was the carrying handle. But you wanna know something funny? Even though I had the carrying handle, I still carried it, like, with two hands. Because I was paranoid. I was paranoid that the handle would fail and my GameCube would fall and crash. I was so scared that it was gonna fall and crash. The what size? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I didn't say that anything. You had to ship your GameCube to Nintendo's repairs because it couldn't either power on or read any disc, and they fixed it. Yeah, we didn't have... I think, like, when all the problems start happening, it's always when the warranty's out. Always when the warranty's out. And, like, you're just like, can you not? Can you just, like, go out when I'm under warranty, please? The Wii were slender and small enough that you could carry it in your backpack with your books. Oh yeah! You're right, actually. Sorry, I had to, like, take a moment to register that for... You didn't know where to tape it. You just purchased another PST. You kind of messed up the ribbon. No. No. Honestly, if privacy wasn't an issue for me, I would tell you to, like, send it to me to fix it, but privacy is an issue. I would be more than happy to fix it for you. If I could. But, for privacy reasons, I cannot. We had length, GameCube had girth. Yeah, also Joyce, hello. We're just literally talking about whatever. Right now we're talking about the failing laser of the GameCube. Yeah, I'm gonna need a new one though. Just cause I'm gonna need a new few things, actually. Unfortunately. But my goal is still to eventually, like, own a whole bunch of old, like, the old systems. Like, I wanna find my Dreamcast, I wanna find my Saturn, I wanna find, like, whatever it is that I can find. I'm gonna have to do, like, a super search and then find stuff, but I know that I'm gonna need, like, a lot of investment. I'm gonna need a lot of investment in order to get it, like, up and going. That's gonna be, like, the hardest part, is the investment. I also gonna need... I need to buy another shelf. Right now, actually. I need to buy another shelf. I don't have enough room on my current shelf. I thought that the shelf that I got was gonna be a lot bigger, but it ended up not being a lot bigger. So, So I ended up being unable to do that. I need a bigger shelf. I hope you have good funds. Right now, I don't have any good funds, so I'm stuck with whatever I have right now. But in the future, possibly, maybe, I will be able to do something about that. So I have. It's a long-term goal. It's a long-term goal to go off and find as many things as I can. Sometimes I get good deals. Sometimes I get good deals. So I might actually. I'm probably gonna go out later. Either towards the end of this year or towards the start of
Embrace the abyss.
next year, like second quarter of next year. Ah, thank you for the membership. Please ignore that Boo laughed when that happened. I'm truly grateful. Boo's just mean. Boo's just mean. So yeah, it's like one of my goals that I wanna start it. Hopefully have some funds. I appreciate it. So whatever funds were from last month like rolled over to this month. So next month is going to be like whatever I earned last month and whatever I earned this month into September. So it's gonna be like a little inflated when it comes to it. So I still don't know cause like how I'm gonna go about it. Which is why I needed to wait a few months to determine like the NSO situation, because July was a special exception because I was barely streaming. I was barely streaming, so I was expecting it. And then August happened. We're not done with August yet, but I have to calculate how August, September, and October go. And then November, I should be able to jump back into NSO if it's calculated correctly. Keyword should. Keyword should. But it all depends, because anything can happen. There's nothing like guarantee. Everything is volatile. Yeah, everything is volatile, so you never really know. But that's okay. This is the life. But I should have my other stuff up and running by then too. I think. Yeah. What time is it? 6? I'm kind of hungry. I am kind of hungry. Man. I gotta use Wii U in preparation for Breath of the Wild and end up trying out games like Pikmin 3, Super Mario 3D World, Captain Toad Treasure Tracker. I forgot about Captain Toad. Splatoon that I actually liked, plus playing Twilight Princess HD with the Wii U pad was very fun. See, I guess I could go back to like... So Goodwill has like a retro section of like old stuff. And... I'm kind of curious because I could technically get that PS3. Well, there was a whole bunch of like fat PS3s and slim PS3s. And then there was also like different colored 360s. So, I guess I don't know. What consoles do I have? Let's see. I have the Super Nintendo Retro. I have my Switch. I have my PS2. My PS2 takes care of PS1 and PS2. There's like the GameCube with the laser issue. There's the Wii U. There's the Wii. I never owned a Wii U. My brother owned the Wii U. There's the N64. I got in Super Nintendo for Christmas, and then Genesis, and then did I say 360? 360. I had an Xbox, but it died. I have an Xbox One and a PS4. Game Boy Advance, the original DS, a 3DS. I never had an SP. PSP. My brother has the Vita. Am I missing? I'm trying to think. Am I missing? Am I missing something? No. I forgot which ones I said. I want a Dreamcast. I want a Saturn. Oh yeah, and of course I have my PC. My PC is also a system. 3DS! If I didn't say 3DS, 3DS also. Yeah. PS2 has the base. Yeah, PS2 has like a really big game library. Yeah. Did I forget to feed myself again? So the only food I have at the moment is ramen. All my other food got eaten. So Saturn was like worth it if you can play JP games on it. Well, see, the thing about it is that it'd be nice to be able to own it and like play what is available. I mean, I have some. I did get like the Famicom and Super Famicom cartridges and stuff. I want to like play the things I have that's in Japanese that I got from the retro store, because for some reason people were like bringing back old like Famicom, Super Famicoms. They also have some Mega Drives there. They have Mega Drives there too. They had that what is it called? The Satellaview? I think it was. They had the Satellaview there. So like it was funny. It was funny because they had like 3 people bring one in. and only like one of them worked. So they used parts from the ones that weren't working and made sure that the one that they got was like working. Neo Geo, I saw Neo Geo there. Yeah. They actually had like everything from like a huge range actually. They even had some like gacha machines and arcade machines. They can't take the arcades home, but they had them. Yeah. Still like to jump in the Ratchet and Clank series. At some point would have to get on my hands on a PS3 in order to experience its full storyline up to Rift Apart. Yeah, I could get a PS3 and get that. It's like, what can you... So, the thing about PlayStation is like... Was there anything with, like, are you restricted on things with PS3 now? Or can you just like... Well, actually, I guess I could just still get the discs. I think about it. I actually didn't mind PS3 like that much. Yeah. And they have PS3 stuff there. They also have 360 stuff there. Oh yeah, I also have the Kinect. And I also have the Kinect, and I have the PS4 VR. I literally got it so I could Skyrim stuff. Only fat PS3s can play PS2 discs. Well, good thing that it doesn't matter because I have a PS2. I guess it wouldn't matter because I have a PS2. So it's like, I guess it wouldn't really matter, unless it's easier. Unless it's easier to like translate it on capture card or something. But I don't know. Saturn has 246 US games and 775 Japan games. It's pretty much a Japan-focused system. That's okay. I'll get to a point where I can understand it all. They're very specific about that. I see. After running the disc, use a butter knife to open the tray and put... Oh my gosh, I know exactly what you're talking about, which is why we had to buy another PS2. Oh look, it's shiny.
Feed yourself, woman.
scolding happening. I can just feel the scolding. Thank you for the servant ding. I can just feel the scolding. The PS3 didn't sell because of the ridiculous price tag Sony tried to push for, but it had to backtrack. I see. Did I do the same thing? No, my brother did. So we had to get another PS2. We had to get another Wii. We had to get another PS2. We had to get another Wii. It happened. Yep. It happened. Yup. Yup. I know exactly what's happening. PS3 had no games at launch. That was the one where you had the PS Home. Isn't that the one that like that Siren game was on at some point and they had like the preview and stuff? And like they had like the PS Home and you could run around with like your avatar and see other people and do stuff. I liked that. And also, isn't that like around the same time Little Big Planet? Like, when everyone wanted to play Little Big Planet. I remember Little Big Planet. Wow. That was such a long time ago. PS Home? Yeah. So whenever like I visited my cousin, he didn't like have any games at the time, or like he got bored or he needed to do something, and instead of like playing games, he turned on PS Home and he's like, "Here, have fun." And I was like, "Okay." I'll do that. Sure. I will gladly do that. Little Big Planet server. They had such like amazing levels to like experience. Just go walk around. Yeah. I liked doing stuff like that. In all honesty, we probably crossed paths at some point. If you were a PS Home person, we probably crossed paths. Yeah. The 20GB mod was $499 and the 60GB version was $599. You know what's funny about that is that nowadays it's like people spent that money now on stuff. And they're probably the same people that complained about that. Probably the same people that complained about that. So yeah, I could easily go. I could go to my Goodwill, and I could pick up one for like under $200 if they have a Wii. So like the Wii, if I see a Wii, if like I see Wii's 360s and PS3s, they're literally like under $200. Unless they're like a special edition, then they're like a little bit like over $200. But I can easily like go to the Goodwill and then see stuff. The games aren't that good though because they keep people keep donating their Wii Sports, Wii Fit stuff. Yeah. Got mine for yeah. It's pretty easy to get it. Yeah, you can find like a really good deal for like Wii's nowadays. It's very interesting. Wii Carnival games. The 80 price tag for newest Fire Emblem game honestly breaks your brain. Okay, so here's some like quick math when it comes to stuff like that. All right, so whenever we were younger, it was like what was it, $20 for? Was it $20 for a game, like a handheld game at the time? And then it went up to 30. And then whenever you played like PS2 games, whenever they first came out, you were like, I'm gonna just settle down to like $50 or something like that. And then you're like, okay, no problem. And then like after a while, then the PS3 games came out and you're like, okay, I'm gonna throw down a little bit more than $50. And then the PS4 games came out, you're like, okay, I'm gonna throw down a little bit more. And then now we're at that price tag and they're like, okay, you guys are willing to spend like $50, like $60, $70 on these games. So we're gonna go ahead and raise the price tag. It's literally like the price tag has literally been going up every single generation. Every single generation has had like an increase in price tag. So yeah, it's been a thing. It's just that now that it's closer to the 100 mark and we're more focused on the money aspect of it because we're no longer children. Now we see it. Now we see it. It's our fault. It's our fault. We kept telling our parents to buy these games. We kept telling our parents, oh, it's only this many. It's only this much. Don't worry about it. Yeah. Oh, nice. Yeah, the shop that I have also has disc resurfacing services. Yeah. Consumer complacency is the curse of time. It's like, yeah, it's equivalent to the boiling the frog thing. Yeah. People forget that SNES games were also not. Hold on. I'm kind of curious also, because I never knew. Let's see, price of. The price of SNES games typically cost between. Let's see. $50? Games were essentially $6 from PS3, Xbox 360, Wii up until PS5. Yeah, the $59.99. It was $59.99, and then it was $49.99, $59.99. Yeah, weren't games. Yeah, they're around. It was like they're saying that it was like depending on the system, it was like between 50 and 80. Yeah, I guess it just depended. It depended on the type of game that it was, and then the system itself cost what, 130 or something like that. Yeah, so games were essentially like a luxury. Now it's a luxury now, but we see it as like a common luxury. Like it's one of those, what do you mean you don't have games? Type of thing. Yeah, whatever was going on during the, I don't know what was going on during like the 90s and the 80s and stuff like that, but yeah, that's kind of like when computers when computer first started, it was like really expensive. But then you also have to think, what was the what is the translation to now when it comes to the cost of games? You know what I mean? Kind of like how you know like how $8 now is different from $8 back then. I think it's like that's also one thing to take into consideration, because something that was like $8 back then is now equivalent to like what our what, $16 an hour is now. It's like one of those things. So I guess it just comes with like the times, I suppose. But yeah, that's crazy. So in a way, I guess a lot of things that we have are cheaper than what it was before, when you think about it. Also, yeah, I should get food, shouldn't I? Let me let me get some food, I guess. Yeah. I gotta go. The sun is still out. I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna get some food so that I can like eat something. There weren't really cheap games back then. There weren't cheap games. There weren't any cheap computers either. I'm not starving. I'm not starving. It's gonna be food time. I promise. I'm gonna eat. It's been like, so the last. Okay, granted, I had snacks. Today. Okay, I didn't exactly have a meal. I had snacks. Yeah. I mean, we still bought games used then, I think. Is when it came to. The price nowadays is no food dollars and put up your house substance. Yeah, so yeah, that's why I said it all depends. Because every single penny that I've earned, like every single penny that I earn is literally not invested into me. It's invested into my living. What am I gonna eat for dinner? I don't know what I'm gonna eat for dinner yet. I'm gonna go out though and like get some food. Like I'm gonna go to the store cause my store had a, what is it called? Was it a Kroger? Kroger had its grand reopening, and it has some ready meals, and I'm gonna get some. Yeah, very pog. Yeah, we're gonna find some ready meals. So they also have my favorite. They also have my favorite salmon sushi and my salmon nigiri. So I might get that. Oh, I did see some. Onigiri too. So I might just like get some of those and then get something for the week, and then go from there. Kroger, you remember them because they had Mega Man fan art in the to advertise the store? You wish you were joking? That's crazy. What? Now the old games cost a small fortune. I would pay $310 for a PS1 game. Wow. That's crazy. You can be like those people who collect roadkill and eat that. No. 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 You know why? Because the way that the things are like here, the way that the things are here, if you eat the roadkill, there's a 50-50 chance you'll like contract something. Yeah. Yeah. Moose, hello. Yeah, there's just like a lot of stuff that I think it's like also I kind of wish I didn't have to worry about other things except for cheap basics. But when you got like a $1,500 rent, you got like a $1,500 rent, and then your power bill goes up like crazy because of the times, and then you got other stuff like your car insurance and things like that because you decided to enter adulthood at this point in time in your life instead of staying at home with your parents. You realize that there's a lot of things that you can and cannot do, but I have confidence. I have confidence that I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna be getting back on my feet with amazing stuff, and then. But you gotta wait. You gotta wait. It's gonna be a while. It's gonna be at least another like 6 to 9 months, and then I'll be good. I'll be good. Congratulations! You need new tires. Yep. I'm confident that I'll be able to do everything that I say I'm gonna do and more. That is my confidence. But for now, I have to get food. I have to get food before the foreman yells at me in another TTS to tell me to get food. So I appreciate all of you for being here. So if you need to eat like me, make sure you eat when you sleep. Make sure you sleep and hydrate. Make sure you hydrate. Overall, please take good care of yourselves. I'll be seeing you all tomorrow for Dot Hack GU. We're in volume 3. I will be working on the thumbnails for all of my streams after I get done with eating. So when you start seeing things be spammed in Discord of things, that's just me putting in my thumbnails and the bot not understanding that things aren't live yet. So I appreciate all of you. Also, I know I owe you a karaoke stream. That's debatable right now. I know I owe you a karaoke stream post-finals, so I have to throw that in there. It probably is gonna be next Sunday also, by the way, as a heads up. I might turn to the Zatsu into a Zats karaoke or something. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, bye!